It is the Riot Podcast. Happy Friday, April 15th. Some might say Good Friday.
That's right. And happy Easter to everybody for this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy your Easter. You got, actually, it's not on the podcast. Nikki, what are your plans?
Sunday, I have a couple of family meals planned with people.
A couple of meals.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I have two, but thankfully, nothing I have to really make anything or much for. So
Nice.
should be
Isaiah,
good.
what do you got?
I'm hanging out with my grandma a good bit on Sunday, and then I think my family's doing some sort of luncheon thing. We talked about maybe going to Topgolf or something, but that's like a lot on Easter. It's probably going to be very busy. That's why I told my mom. So I was like, I don't know if we'll be able to get in or not.
Yeah.
So up in the air about Topgolf.
Your back hurts too. So
Yeah, exactly.
I
I'm
don't know if you're going to be up for
today.
Topgolf.
Dude, take your grandmother to Topgolf.
I know. See how grandma can do, swing in the clubs. If I feel sore today after golfing yesterday, I can't imagine how she would feel after spending an hour at Topgolf.
You think you're in better shape than your granny?
I would say for now, yes.
For now.
Can't be sure.
But it's a sliding scale, and it's sliding down.
Yes.
For Isaiah, not your grandmother.
Yeah, we're closing the gap.
Well, if anybody's doing anything fun this weekend, definitely text us at 877-2-RADIO-U. But hopefully you have some nice plans this weekend.
So what do we got on the show today?
See, one thing I didn't get to talk about, and this is the thing I'm most excited from the show, and that is Hudsons Haircut. I can't wait.
Yeah. Did you
see?
hear? Spoiler alert, Nikki says that her money is on I'm not actually going to get one.
Yeah, if I had to guess over the weekend.
Why? Do you think just because I'm too lazy or because I won't be able to get an appointment?
You've told me before that you were going to cut your hair over a weekend, and you come back and you didn't even do it.
Same.
So I don't think you're going to.
Yeah, that's a good bet, actually, because it is hard to get an appointment, like especially because you don't ever go get your hair cut. So you don't have a go-to barber.
Nope.
You don't have someone's phone number. You can text them and be like, are you available?
Yeah.
You're going to be just calling around, going in blind. You might be a little nervous. You might just stop and be like, I'm not going to do this. This is too much.
That's you guys. On the other hand, I've had my appointments set for weeks and weeks and weeks. Because when you have to when you're coloring your hair. So it must be interesting for you guys. You just drop off someplace.
Yeah, it's just a spur of the moment
thing.
thing. This morning, I was like, I need to get a haircut today. And so I just am going to go to my barber, get my haircut.
You know what sucks?
What?
Wherever place I get in, it's probably going to be it's because it's the worst barber.
Yeah.
They don't have,
everybody else is booked. They're all booked.
Sure, everybody wants to get their haircut today and tomorrow for Easter to look nice.
Gotta look sharp, right?
Hudson, just go with Isaiah. Will you please? Isaiah, will you please go take him into your place?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take an hour off work. We'll head down there. It's only 5 minutes away.
We could film it.
Yeah, precisely.
You can make it
it's
for
work.
Well, that actually might sound like a plan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way I see him doing it. But we do talk about the haircuts coming hopefully this weekend.
Yeah, another thing we talked about is some of the Taco Bell. Their newest, I feel like there's almost once a week. It's like Taco Bell has a new thing, but this thing I think looks very, very good.
Doesn't
it?
it?
The sauce looks good?
I think because I'm a big steak fan, and so steak is if I go to Chipotle, it's steak every time. I never get chicken. And then also for Easter, my mom was asking what should we have, and so whenever she asked me what we should have for a meal,
you say
I'm
steak.
always like, well, why not something easy steak maybe if we wanted to do something simple.
An Easter steak doesn't sound as traditional as an Easter ham.
Where I'm going.
She said you want me to make a ham. I was like, yeah, we could do ham, but maybe we could also do steak. I said, we're a two-meat family around here.
You could do a ham steak.
A ham steak? I've never had that. What is that?
And then Isaiah takes all the leftovers home.
Yeah, precisely.
I think a ham steak, I don't know if it's actually a different cut of meat than ham, but it's just I think it's a big slice of ham, and you kind of prepare it as you would a steak.
Is that the one you kind of pound down a little bit, or
maybe
the crispy ones?
And I think it still has the bone in it.
The big ham bone?
Yeah.
See, my family, we make a really good ham, but it's a very sugary. We'll put brown sugar on there, all the good stuff.
The glaze.
Man. The glaze, that's what it is. And it's it's almost like
candy. Prepare the ham like a donut.
Yeah, it's almost like candy. So I'm also pretty excited for that on Sunday. It's just the food. There's so much good food for almost any holiday.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Well, hopefully again.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, Taco Bell.
I talk about maybe not such good food, but Taco Bell's okay.
We are intrigued because they were testing last year in Chicago a new sauce to go over their fries. And so this one has, I think it was buttermilk and ghost peppers. So that might be something, who knows, we'll try sometime soon.
To tie it all in, I think if I go get my haircut, Did you hear that? I said if. When I go get my hair cut, I'm going to reward myself with some steak white and hot nacho fries.
It is so funny to see your anxiety about your haircut.
I know. Before we started the podcast, she's like, so like, what do you usually say when you go in there? And I'm like, Hudson, you say whatever you want. Just give them a number and you'll be fine. Just say I want a 1.
But I don't know what the numbers mean.
Just say like I want a 1 or well, it depends on what source you want on the sides. You probably want like a 1 or 2 on the sides. And then on the top, be like, you're going to have to do some serious work here. But just take off as much as you want, honestly.
I got to be delicate.
Don't have him tell him that.
Just take off as much as you want. I want it to be short.
I got to be delicate with it because this is my moneymaker here.
Right.
Oh, that's the moneymaker?
Yeah, if I mess up the hair,
See,
then...
I just don't understand what's going to happen on the top. Are you going to do like a comb over look? Is it going to be like spiked back? I don't know what your typical go-to.
Kind of like
Are you a comb straight down the front guy, maybe over the eyes?
Like Dwight Schrute or
Covering
something?
one eye, possibly?
I'm probably like a straight back or like a swoosh, like a little bit of a swoosh back.
We're talking swoosh around here.
Listen, it doesn't matter. He wears his hat.
I know.
Exactly. I'm not going to know what happens. I don't even know what the top looks like right now.
Oddly enough, I'd probably be more likely to not wear a hat if I had short hair.
Oh.
Because the long hair kind of gets in your face and stuff. I don't know how ladies do it.
I'm feeling a makeover.
Yeah, now we're talking.
So
it's about time.
We'll find out. We'll talk in Monday's podcast if nothing happens. So
we'll see.
We'll see what happens there. Everybody have a wonderful Easter.
And we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
The Riot promise is that they'll always have an opinion on everything they talk about. But that doesn't mean any of their opinions will make sense. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Got an exciting opportunity for you here. But you do need to get on this rather quickly because the deadline is coming up.
It's so exciting that it'll be gone soon.
It'll be gone. It's going to go away before you know it. Seattle is offering the opportunity for you to go up to the top of the Space Needle. I mean, anybody can do that.
It's a restaurant.
But is it?
Yeah.
Is that what's in there?
Yeah, I took, we went with Eric one time for his birthday for the Space Needle.
So you went to the Loop Lounge? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we ate dinner.
How was it?
It was good.
Okay, so anybody can do that. Even Nikki. They even let Nikki up there. But what
feels good. Thanks, Hudson.
Seattle is allowing you to do, you have the chance to go up to the roof of the Space Needle and paint it.
Well, now it seems like you're passing off work as something like
it sounds
a contest.
like it, but when they make it a contest, all of a sudden it's exciting.
Are you just painting it because it needs painted, or are you painting it like a painting on it?
No, not really art, unless you consider just repainting it to Galaxy Gold, its original color. If you consider that art. But there's not a lot of room for artistic interpretation. I don't think you're going to get too creative up there.
Oh, yeah, it'd be cool if you could do your own mural. Oh, boy, I hate that word.
Yeah.
Whoa, I don't like that
Good one.
So 5 people get to be selected to join the painting of the roof on the 21st.
Yes.
55 additional winners get to receive Space Needle tickets. There's a VIP package to the Loop Lounge and admission to different stuff around the Seattle International Film Festival.
And then if you enter and you don't get chosen, the good news is you still get to live. You don't die falling off of the roof. That sounds scary. Why would you want to do that?
I'm sure they would strap you on pretty good.
You think you get paid?
No, but I feel like the people who normally get paid, like they're trying to cut back on that.
It seems like it.
And so they said, well, we have a contest idea. Let's leave this half of the roof to them.
I feel like it's going to wind up being like maybe they're not going to get the best paint job.
No one will see it. That's the beauty of this plan.
Well, then what's the point?
It's just a contest. It just draws attention to the Space Needle.
Yeah, I think this is... I don't like it.
Well, they're not setting you up, so you don't have to worry.
I'm not even entering. I don't want to go to the Loop Lounge.
The Space Needle, they didn't invite you. The Space Needle is going through a $100 million, renovation that happened in the 2017 time. That's about it. So they're just painting the top of the Space Needle.
$100 million. They can't afford to actually buy a real paint crew. Professionals.
I wonder how often you have to paint it, because maybe if they went through and renovated in 2017, did they do the roof then? Is it time again?
I don't know. Yeah, I wonder if they repainted it and then they realized, because they say like the color of the roof now is different because they want to put it back to the way it was in 1962.
Oh, the original.
The Galaxy Gold. So maybe they just don't like the color or something. I don't know.
I love it too. They're like, well, we didn't order enough paint, so someone needs to go back down.
Something's going to go wrong, right?
Can you go to the store, get a few more gallons, come back up?
And I don't know, it'd be worse too if you're a part of this paint crew. You get sent up there, and then is it like you stay up there for a while, or do you have to go up and down? Like, what if you need to go to the bathroom? You just go off the side. What do you do?
Oh, that's not it. That's not what they're doing. I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't know. If they have to set up some kind of accommodations, I feel like that would be very inconvenient.
Well, the Celebrating 60 contest for the Space Needle is accepting submissions at spaceneedle.com/60, so you can share your memories at the Space Needle from the last 60 years, and then they'll be, choosing the winners soon.
I know what they'll do.
What?
They just put a porta potty up there.
Yeah, and I'll just
it's
slide
construction
right off.
site, right? Yeah.
Slide off, and then that'd be dangerous.
If the wind starts blowing,
you have to hold
gotta
on
anchor
to it.
that thing.
I don't think you should be the project leader in this, so you're not even going to win.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Now, this weekend, if you're working into your plans, you're going to want to work in some NBA playoff basketball, perhaps.
Is that tonight, Isaiah?
Yes, it is. The Cleveland Cavaliers tip off tonight. So very exciting things for me.
Yes. So we've got the last two play-in games tonight, and then tomorrow the actual playoffs start.
There's a lot. I feel like there's been a lot of pre-playoff stuff. So you guys just let me know when we're officially beginning, and then actually tell me when we're at the end as well.
Okay, we'll make sure to have both those ends of it.
Okay,
The beginning, okay, now it's finished.
Because it feels messy.
I think there's going to be a whole lot of talk along the way. So tonight, obviously, Isaiah, very excited about the Cleveland Cavaliers and their last chance to make it in. They play the Hawks.
The Hawks, okay.
Well, would you like... I don't want to ask you for a prediction because you're just going to say the Cavaliers.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think if Jared Allen doesn't play, who's like our starting center, has been out now for it feels like a little over a month. If he doesn't play, it's going to be really hard for us to win almost any game. But if he plays tonight, then I feel fairly confident that we can win. But if he doesn't, it's going to be a very tough game for sure. The Hawks are playing pretty much as good as anybody right now in the Eastern Conference. So it'll be a tough win, but hopefully we can sneak out of there and get into the playoffs.
So is there a Western Conference thing tonight, too?
There is.
Yes, there is.
New Orleans, the Pelicans against the Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay, and then tomorrow everything really starts?
Yeah, then tomorrow. So get a load of Saturday and Sunday. You basically got 2 days entirely filled with playoff basketball, starting at 1 Eastern.
They do basketball on Easter?
Yeah. Yeah. They don't get the day off.
I guess they don't get Christmas
they get
for
all
football.
these other days off, but for some reason, not Easter and Christmas. It really is a bad deal for these players. So starting both on Sunday and Saturday, you get games starting at 1 o'clock, and then they start like every three hours-ish, all the way up until 8:30 and 9 o'clock Eastern.
Cool.
So you're getting a lot of basketball. Would you like to offer, Nikki? Well, I was going to ask you to choose your pick, but I don't even know if you know a team in the playoffs besides the
I'm sure I do,
teams.
But I would need a list if you don't mind.
Just guess one.
You should have prepped her a list, Hudson. What are you thinking?
Right.
You can't do this off the top of her head.
No. Isaiah makes some signals or something.
Yes, of course. She
Help
won.
me out. Yeah.
It's some sort of animal. It's a bird.
Please, we need to do that.
Well, Isaiah, who are you picking for the finals then?
It's so tough. I think with the NBA, you never really know who's going to get hot in the playoffs because it is one of those things where if a team gets momentum, they can be so good out of nowhere. So I would probably say out of the Western Conference, I'll tell you who I think will come out of the West, which is the Phoenix Suns. They've been the best team pretty much all year. I don't want them to, but I think that too will come out of the West. If I had to pick a team that I want to come out of the West, I would probably pick the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic, a bunch of other, solid players around him, but mainly it's just Luka. So hopefully he can get them to the finals. He's a young guy, so it'll be fun to see him there. And then out of the East, in my mind, I think it's going to be the 76ers, who I would like it to be the Cleveland Cavaliers if they can win tonight.
Of course. Well, they appreciate you including them.
Of course, I like to make sure everybody's included.
At least he believes.
Yeah.
He's always faithful to his teams.
They call it Believe Land because of Isaiah.
Yes, exactly.
so.
No matter what.
Well, I'll take Phoenix as well for the West, and it's even hard to predict anybody else. And then in the East, the boring answer would be a rematch. The Bucks, they were in the finals last year. They were the champions. I feel like But the trendy pick is the Boston Celtics, and I really feel it has to be one of those two. I will take the... you're going to hold me to this.
Yes, I am.
I'll take the Bucks.
Oh.
The
I think
Bucks.
we're getting a finals rematch.
All right.
But I think the Suns win in the finals this
It
time.
sounds like you guys have made some good picks.
Yes,
thank
of
you.
course.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Yes. Now you pick one of us.
I'm going to go, I think the Celtics sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
Switch
that.
it
Now
up.
we're
Switch it up. There we
talking.
go.
Right now, it's a competition, guys.
All right. Well, cannot wait for the next 3 months of competition.
I know. We'll circle back here in half the year.
I'll see you guys in a few months.
Yep.
We've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast Radio U.
Easter weekend, I don't recall it being a really big movie weekend.
Yeah, I don't know if that's considered or not, or, if they even plan around that because it's always a different weekend every year. If that's something the movie studios really take into account, how much it makes a difference. But I don't know. Anytime you get a holiday, it probably helps a little bit, gives people a little extra time. So this weekend, there's a couple of bigger releases that are actually coming to theaters. The highest profile, the one that's expected to make the most money, or at least be number one at the box office, is the new Fantastic Beasts movie. Harry Potter.
The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Harry Potter without Harry Potter. It's Secrets of Dumbledore. It's set in the late 1930s. I didn't know. So Harry Potter, it takes place in the real world, but then there's just wizards and brooms and whatnot.
I'm not sure.
You don't know either. You ever watched the movies?
I don't even think a full one.
You read the books?
No, I don't think a full one.
Oh no, we're the wrong.
We're the wrong ones.
You already know that Harry Potter is not me at all.
I know.
And the movies are definitely not me. But if you are a fan, or if you could be intrigued, it's set in the 1930s. Let's see. Mads Mikkelsen replaces Johnny Depp as Grindelwald.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, he does some crimes, I think, based off of the title of one of the previous movies, I'm pretty sure. And so he's planning a war against non-magical folks, and under the orders of Dumbledore, Jude Law, speaking of Fantastic Beast.
Oh my God.
I don't even know.
You don't even know.
I couldn't pick Jude Law out of a lineup.
Well, then what are you saying?
Dumbledore is an awkward magizoologist. Eddie Redmayne. I apologize. Some Fantastic Beast fans are just screaming at me right now.
Just move on to the next one. We don't know enough
You don't
about
want to get this. I'm trying to convince somebody to watch this.
I got it.
You don't want to see the awkward magizoologist Newt Scamander played by Eddie Redmayne.
I know that most movies, when you actually just read, the synopsis and stuff, it all sounds dumb. Every movie
Dumbledore,
not dumb. So I don't think that helps.
See, I always thought, again, based off of what I've learned from basically the titles of the movies, I thought Dumbledore was a bad guy. This is starting to make it sound like he's a good guy.
Not sure.
I don't know. My whole Harry Potter world has been turned upside down. All right, so that's out this weekend.
That's that one. The other one we've mentioned a few times based on Mark Wahlberg's workout, gaining weight diet thing from this movie, but it's the Father Stew, where it's a boxer turned actor struggling with his life, and then he gets in a motorcycle accident and becomes a priest.
Yeah, he
quite a trip through
he's
that.
He's a boxer, and he starts going to church to impress a woman. Yeah. You know what? It sounds realistic. I think it is a true story, isn't it? So
it is. It's
that
based
actually
on
makes
one.
a lot of sense. And
you're like, Dumbledore doesn't, but this one does.
Yeah, I can follow this one. Well, Mark Wahlberg, here's something interesting to me. His father in the movie, his actual father in the movie, is played by Mel Gibson. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's not a big enough age difference.
Between the two?
Yeah, how old is Mel Gibson?
Because Mark Wahlberg, I think, is 50.
What's that other movie, though? Is this tied into Daddy's Home too?
Oh, gosh.
Because Mel Gibson is also his father in that movie, isn't it?
Let's see. Mel Gibson's 66 years old.
So I guess that makes sense. That's about, because Mark Wahlberg's in his 40s, I think. So it could be.
I think he's 50.
You think?
Yep, I'll look.
Man, Mel Gibson was a young father.
In the movie, it's not real, you know. Yeah. Okay, I know it's kind of real.
So, but that is, I guess, I believed it in Daddy's Home too. So I guess I can believe it in Father Stew as well.
I think that's the two main big ones. The rest are just, kind of some of the smaller movie fillers.
Yeah, that's, and then on streaming, I don't know, it's starting to seem to me more like the streaming stuff doesn't come out on the weekends. Like that's they just drop that whenever.
Yeah, sometimes it's on Thursday
Especially
nights.
on Disney is always Wednesdays, right? So, so there you go. That's what's coming out. That's what's your options this weekend. I think I have decided that I am going to watch Daddy's Home too.
And basketball it is.
Yes, there we go.
Would Hudson and Nikki's celebrity couple nickname be Hucky or Nidson? It's a good thing they aren't together. The Riot, Radio U.
Do you guys remember Pizza Rat?
Pizza Rat?
Yeah.
Oh, the New York City thing?
Uh-huh.
Oh, where the rat would take the pizza and people would film him.
It had a lot of pizza, that rat.
Aw, he looked like a cute rat.
Yeah, that's the cutest rat I ever did see.
And pretty good pizza, too, even though it's on the floor.
we
And the rat touched it.
we have, it's a New York City pizza. It's good no matter what you do to
Yeah,
it.
what was that used to be called? Like dollar pizza?
Oh, yeah, and you could get the slice. Man, I need to go back to New York City. Anyways, this makes me, I don't know, see if you think this is as cute as Pizza Rat. Smoking roach.
Oh, is it?
Not as cute.
Not as cute?
Name alone, I can see the picture too.
Sound as nice.
No.
Oh, he's trying to steal a cigarette.
This, this smoking roach, somebody caught it on video in New York City. It is a cockroach, and it has, that's still smokable, right?
The
Cigarette
the
butt?
cigarette, yeah.
There's still enough there so that the cockroach, wherever he's taking it, he can light up and just let off some steam a little bit.
The poor little roach is like, guys, please, no video.
Right.
I'm trying to quit.
I'm hiding this from my wife. Come on.
Please. This isn't even for me. This is for a friend.
Yeah.
I'm just holding it.
I'm just holding on to it. I'm watching it.
It is crazy. It is the size. The cigarette is the size of the cockroach. And you can tell, I guess I was thinking maybe it's just stuck to him, but no, they say the cockroaches,
he's holding it.
They actually do. They eat just about anything. They can survive nuclear war, right? So they can survive eating a cigarette. And so I guess this cockroach, he's just hungry for whatever he can find. And so he's got this cigarette, and he's just going to take it back to wherever he goes, and he's going to eat it, I would assume.
They say that in 2019, there was another viral video of a cockroach carrying a larger cigarette across the sewer stuff.
Oh, yeah?
And so this isn't the first time on camera.
Uh-oh.
That
He's
we've
developed a
seen-
habit, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
the
We've
same
seen
one.
footage of, even roaches need to work on if they want to quit smoking or
Yeah,
not. Oh,
they-
you just hand them what's the gum? The Nicorette.
The Nicorette gum. Here you go.
Or maybe you get him hooked on vaping.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
He just carried
That's
around a
what
little
everybody-
vape.
Uh-huh. You just see little puffs of smoke. Where's that coming
Where's
from?
that coming? You look down. He's on the ground.
He's got this huge rig thing with
Yes.
Well, I guess in New York, they always just say that people notice these quirky things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great when it becomes a viral video.
It's funny because he probably thinks that he found the best find. Same thing like with any animal. If they see us holding it, they automatically want it. It doesn't matter what it is. If Jim saw me eat a little bit of my cigarette Jim my dog by the way. But if Jim my dog saw me eat a little bit of a cigarette, he would want it so bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would give it to him and he would try to eat it no matter what it was. I could take a bite of a brick. If I handed it to him, he would try to eat it.
Well, okay, here's a question. And I'm not saying anybody smokes or eat pizza, whatever. But say you had to choose from the cigarette that touched a cockroach
Oh.
or the pizza that
Oh,
touched
man.
the
Jeez. That's a tough
That's
call,
really
right? Because
tough.
obviously I'd rather have pizza.
And both of them were dragged across the New York City ground. Which would you go with?
Obviously I'd rather have pizza, but I feel like the cockroach, something tells me that it's not as nasty as the
Yeah, I
rat
think so
is.
too.
And if you're smoking the cigarette, the fire, maybe that burns off the
germs.
Bacteria?
Yeah, right.
That's a good idea.
Kill them with
Yeah.
fire, right?
The rat,
So-
the rat and the pizza just seems like that's almost I could get something from that.
Oh, you
Yeah.
definitely could.
The
right?
rat could definitely have something where the cockroach is just a gross little insect, but I don't think it would have something that would stick with me for a while.
I don't know. I mean, they can too, but it just doesn't feel the same because the rat, like, it was gnawing on the pizza, getting its saliva all over it, like bodily
so
fluids.
gross.
It was a trick question. The answer is C, none.
Yeah, neither.
Both will kill you.
Both will kill you. Well, feel free to text at 8772 Radio U if you had to. Would you choose the roach with the pizza, or the roach with the cigarette, or the rat with the pizza?
Smoking Roach, the new mascot for New York City.
Actually, that sounds like a craft beer.
It does.
Some sort of.
I'll take that smoking roach on draft, please.
Speakeasy or something like that. It sounds like a name.
Some talking, a little bit of yelling, and a whole lot of eating. The Riot, Radio U.
Check this out. We've got a Florida man story that, as far as we know, involves no meth.
This one's nice.
No alligators.
Yeah.
No, nothing like that. This is just a guy, Ramiro Alanis. He has just reclaimed the Guinness World Record for the most times seeing a movie in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
He had this record back in 2019. He saw Avengers Endgame in theaters 191 times.
That feels like a lot.
It is a lot, right?
So at that point,
and that was a long movie too.
I know. So you maybe would go a few times a day sometimes, but
you would have to, right?
You would have to go in theaters. His record was broken in 21 when someone went to see Camelot, some movie 204
yeah, what
times.
the heck is that even? What even is that?
I'm not looking.
Yeah, we're not looking at. It's probably some anime or something.
I don't want to know.
So his record was broken, and then he was like, I need to get this back. So Spider-Man No Way Home came out in December. He's seen it. So keep in mind, his previous record, 191. The guy that took it from him 204 times, he saw Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters 292 times.
He should have just gone for 300.
Yeah, right?
He's so
a
close.
nice, even round number. I wonder if that's when they took it out of the theaters, maybe. So he's just, I mean, it's between December 16th of last year and March 15th of this year.
Actually, that feels when it started to be for sale, so I bet that was it. The record-keeping rules for seeing the most movie, a movie in theaters the most times.
This is crazy.
He has to remain in his seat with his attention on the screen for the entire film, including the credits.
Yeah, right?
You have to sit through the whole entire movie, not allowed to look at your phone or take a bathroom break during the showing. If you did that, that would discount that
That's
one.
Crazy. And he did it 292 times. And Spider-Man's not a short movie.
It's not.
It's almost 3 hours, I think.
bet that was a good choice, though, because that would keep your attention.
I don't think I could watch any movie 292 times in 3 months and still keep my attention.
They estimate that he spent about $3,400 on tickets during this record.
How long do you think, what is that time added up?
For Spider-Man?
I mean, if we're talking like 3 hours, and then 3 times 292, so let's just say it's not 3 hours in full, but it's close enough. 3 times 300 would be 900 hours.
Sure.
So that's a lot of time. 900 hours of your life.
Spider-Man was excited.
Yeah.
That was helping.
This is why it made so much money. It was just this one guy. He was the one out seeing it, putting it at the top of the box office. So that is crazy. You think he wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom during any of those movies?
No.
You think diaper situation?
I think you can hold it during a movie.
You think you can?
Not,
think, Nikki?
What?
You think?
Yes,
292 times you're going to a 3-hour movie and not once you're like, uh-oh. Not once you're like, I got to get out of here.
No, you're holding it.
I drank a bit too much before this got started.
He's a planner then at this point, because if he's, anybody who wants to win a Guinness record, he knows what he's doing. I'm sure he knew when the cutoff for water was.
I don't know. He must have had an accident somewhere in there. I think the odds are.
I'll let someone clean that up later then.
He wouldn't even be able to tell at some theaters.
So congratulations to him. Spider-Man No Way From Home, the Guinness World Record for seeing one movie in the theater the most times, and his was 292 times.
Insane.
It sounds like these two need to do a little less tick-tocking and a little more tick-listening. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
I guess I can call it my NBA fan theorem. I'll dub it now, where in the NBA, I didn't have a team that I cheered for, that I attached to growing up because I wasn't that interested in the NBA.
Yeah.
So now later in life, once I did get interested, I cheer less for teams and more against teams.
Oh.
And it actually, you couldn't do it in every sport, because if you did it in college football, somehow you would still, you cheer against all the teams. It seems like the odds are in your favor, right? Only one team can win. But if you were cheering against Ohio State, Alabama, and Clemson, you'd still be a loser. But in the NBA, like, you can pick a team. You just like, I really like this guy, and you cheer against that team.
Yeah.
And more often than not, you're going to win, right? Because only one team can win. 29 have to lose. The odds are in your favor.
If you end up disliking more.
And when you flip it around to where, like, in the other sports where you do cheer where I do cheer for a team, it actually doesn't make a lot of sense, because you endure so much. Like, the losses hurt so bad when you're such a big fan of a team, and there's 30 teams. You can't win it every year. Most years are going to end in disappointment, but when you win, it feels so good. It makes it all worth it, right?
Yeah, but when you grow up with a team, especially like if your family had a favorite team, like, you're just stuck with that, and you stay loyal.
Yeah, it's hard to detach yourself from that. But man, again, when you finally do get that win, it feels like it was
good.
Yeah, it feels all worth it. And that's kind of what Easter weekend is all about. That's kind of what a relationship with God is all about. Because when you look around the world, it's just like looking around at your sport. It's like, man, actually odds are, like, we're not going to do very well as far as, in sports. Odds are you're not going to win the championship. You're going to do a bunch of cheering, do a bunch of whatever, and it's not going to pan out more times than not. In life, you look around, there's all kinds of struggle. There's all kinds of bad news. There's all kinds of bad stuff going on in the world. But when you have God, that's the win. Jesus is saying, I have the power to overcome all of this, all of the bad stuff going on around the world, the bad stuff going on in your life, and I have the power to overcome that, to give you the win in the end. That's what Jesus wants to do for you. He wants to give you a way to look at the world and not have to feel like, oh, it's just a big L, taking a big L. This is a big loss because all this horrible stuff is going on. There is something better. There is a win in the end, and God is going to give that to you. If you're ready for that, if you want your day to be better, if you want your life to be better, start talking to God. Ask him how to see the world. Ask him what he can do for you. And Jesus, he'll help you out. If you want to know more, check out RadioU.com/free gift.
You almost missed hearing this one. We just couldn't let that happen. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Now, talking of eating, how would you like to take a little trip to Taco Bell?
Yeah.
They've got a new menu item. In fact, technically 2, maybe even 3, depending on how you look at it, new menu items that you could get. It looks like at our Taco Bells, they have them now. It says it would allow me to order it online. So you've got the chance.
Were you planning for this weekend?
What do you mean?
Were you just looking it up? Or?
Yeah, I was like, I think I might deserve a little reward. I think Papa's been a good boy. I think Papa deserves some steak white hot ranch fries.
Oh my gosh, you get ice cream today and Taco Bell.
Yeah, that's right.
I know the fries were back to Taco Bell.
Uh-huh.
I thought they were back for a limited time, but now they're back and there's something else new that uses the fries.
It's not too limited of a time, but they are referring to this as a limited time menu option as well. So they have what they're calling steak white hot ranch fries.
What's the sauce?
It's white hot ranch.
Oh.
That's a brand new sauce that they have not had before.
Buttermilk and ghost chili peppers.
Yeah, so that sounds pretty good. It also is going to have, obviously, the seasoned fries, nacho cheese sauce, the marinated grilled steak, diced tomatoes, 3-cheese blend, reduced fat sour cream, and then that new white ranch sauce.
I still love with Taco Bell. Everybody always says, like, they have 12 items in the whole entire restaurant. And this is just moving and manipulating things in the same way.
But with a new sauce.
That's all you get.
At least they added one new thing to the menu. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you've got the option of subbing out that steak for black beans if you so choose. And then, of course, they're offering what appears to be the exact same thing. So you can also get the steak white hot ranch burrito, and it's really 100% the exact same ingredients, except instead of in a bowl, it's wrapped up in a burrito.
If you're in Chicago, this was tested in your area last year. So the White Hot Ranch fries are now everywhere.
It says a suggested price of $3.49 for both the fries and the burrito, but your results may vary depending on your area.
I used to love the Taco Bell fries when they would come out, but this most recent set, it was a disappointing showing.
Yeah.
And I realized that maybe I thought they were better
Yeah.
in previous trips out, but I'll give this a try. I like the buttermilk and the ghost chili pepper sound good.
It sounds good. I similar to you, I've had the nacho fries a time or two since they returned. And what I found is I think the fries still taste pretty good, but they literally give you like 6 fries.
Thank you.
It is basically...
It's such a small thing.
Yeah, it's not enough.
I agree.
So hopefully for $3.49, you ought to get at least 12 fries for that price.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Shrinkflation is real, and I guess it even hits French fries. They have to count. You know, like some places they'll measure out if you're going through, okay, I'm saying Chipotle, but like for Taco Bell, it'd be really sad if you're working there and you're like, okay, count out the 12 fries.
Yeah, right.
That's all you get.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
If you're the type of person who likes to get naked and drink, now you can finally do it.
Well, I don't think
in the comfort of a British pub.
I don't think this is really good news.
What do you mean? It is a new organization, a new events group in the UK. It's called Nothing On Events, because you got nothing on.
Nothing on.
You're not wearing clothes. They are starting up different nudist events, nudist and naturist events, where they're organizing things so that you can go to a pub in the UK and just do whatever, just hang out, drink your beers, your what do they drink there? Newcastles,
sure,
Heinekens, and drink and whatever you would like to drink, Bass, and drink that, and then you can do it all while naked. Yeah.
So our email for our show is riot@radiou.com, and a few years ago, our email, because when you're just in press, it gets sold to different things.
Yeah.
We had gotten added to a nudist camp email list.
Yeah.
And it was the weirdest thing to get emails.
Oh, come on.
It was so weird that I didn't unsubscribe for a bit because it was fascinating to read through their planned events.
So they planted a seed, have they?
No, actually it was weird. It's very, very odd. I eventually did unsubscribe because there wasn't anything we were going to promote about it. But it was such a different world, like a nudist camp. It's such a strange thing.
Well, they say, maybe listen to this and see what you think. So Nothing On Events, the organization that is putting together these nudist and naturist pub crawls or whatever. So their quote is, they're seeking to normalize naturism and social nudity whilst breaking down the negative stereotypes of media-inspired body image and encourage everybody to accept their body as it is. They just want everybody to be happy in the skin they're in.
I guess, and they want you to spend money at their pub.
Yeah. So I don't know. The first event went down at the Royal Oak, which is a small pub outside Surrey, somewhere in Surrey. And but I guess this is something where they're looking for other bars that are going to sign up and do this as well, instead of just making it a one-time, one area. Because nudists and naturists and people that just are learning to accept their body, they could be anywhere in the UK. They could be anywhere around the world. They're not just in Surrey. Let
me read this later because I feel like maybe the nudist camp people that used to email us have gone over to the UK.
Yeah, right?
Now they're trying there.
Maybe this is giving them ideas. They're like, hey, in the US, we could do this too. You think you could? I don't know how they... you have to get so many permits probably involved to do this, don't you think?
Yeah, probably so.
Because otherwise... And what is the... here's something you think about nudists, right?
No, I don't think, but I'll hear what you have to say.
They go to this. They go to this pub, right, for their drinks.
Yeah.
And then on the way there, are they naked, or do they have to put clothes on and then get naked when they get there?
Do you bring a bag?
Yeah, like a backpack. And then where do you leave the backpack?
Or do you
are you naked except with a backpack?
Oh my gosh!
Or a drawstring bag.
Oh, I bet there's lockers or something.
You think?
You can't be naked.
A coat check.
Yeah, you can't be naked.
If you go to the coat check and you just start getting completely naked.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and then you have to get Do you have to get dressed when you leave?
Yeah, you do.
You think?
You do.
You can't just drive around naked.
You can't.
I mean, you're in the privacy of your own car, but you got to still walk to your car. You can't just walk to your car naked.
Wow, I never once thought about that because you don't have to worry about that when you're at the nudist camp because you're staying
You're
there.
at a camp, right?
Yeah, but this is the pub.
It's a little different. That's probably something that maybe that's on their frequently asked questions page.
Dude, I'd be
for
so
Nothing On
uncomfortable
Events.
there. I'd be wearing more clothes.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than hell. The Worst of the Riot podcast.
The guy who bought Tom Brady's final touchdown ball, he's going back on the deal.
He's done.
That was the question, right? Because he bought it. What was it, like a day? It was literally within a week for sure, if not just a day before.
I thought it was a day before the guy bought the Tom Brady ball for $518,000. And then Tom Brady was like, just kidding.
Yeah.
And then this guy was like, well, just kidding to buy the ball.
Yeah, right?
Even though it seemed like he was going to have to still buy the ball, but it's no longer Tom Brady's final touchdown ball.
So we have an update. Isaiah, you're the news man.
What's the update?
Would you like to share?
He doesn't have to pay for it.
Oh, he got out of it?
So he ended up hiring a lawyer
Yeah.
that pretty much kind of sorted things out, made a deal with like the auction people, and they said ended up making it so that he's all good, he's clear.
Well, how much is he paying then?
I have no idea how much he's at. I don't think he's paying anything at all.
They're probably not able to say.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like when he like it's just almost false advertising at this point to even sell that ball.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't false advertising when he sold it, when he bought it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like that doesn't make it right though.
What do you mean?
I think
Like if I
even-
sold
It doesn't
you,
make it right that these people were like, I'm selling the ball. Tom Brady's retired. And this guy bought it, and then he's like, like, how long can you wait to pay?
Well, I think
until it becomes like, when does the statute of limitations on that?
Well, I think because it was so close to each other that he probably didn't have possession of the ball yet and probably hadn't even paid yet.
Well,
so you're still within the window, and the auction network that put it on, it's not a good look for anybody
No.
because you're selling a ball that you sold as his final touchdown
it was when they
ball.
sold it.
so you would have bought it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be upset if it was you.
I'd
you
be
would do
upset,
it?
but
you'd pay for it.
I also knew Tom Brady was coming back. I wouldn't spend.
But if it was you who
obvious.
bought it, would you be sad and would you want to pay for it?
But it doesn't work that way. I can't go to a car dealership and buy a new car and then wait 10 years to pay for the new car.
But you're
and then say, no, it's not
That's
a new car
completely
anymore.
different.
But you're
How?
exaggerating.
What do you mean? If you went to Kroger and you bought ham and it was bad, and then you said, "Oh, actually, this is bad," would you return it?
This is
or would
not
you be
the
like, "Oh
ham
no,
you
this
said."
is mine"?
If I bought ham and then a week later it expires, I can't go and say this ham is you sold me expired ham.
But
it wasn't expired
but it
when
was,
you sold it to me.
It was though.
Not when they sold
Because
it to me.
how can they be sure? Like it's his choice if he retires or not. And so when he decided to unretire, why were they selling that ball anyway?
Oh.
What? They did the auction before he unretired.
Yeah, exactly.
On the day that this man
doesn't matter.
agreed when the agreement was made, I'm buying this ball.
Well, whose ball is it to sell? Is it Tom Brady's
This
ball to
auction-
sell?
Now, think of it this way. Think of it like, isn't there the lemon law or something? Okay, or like with a car. There was just something wrong. The ball was no longer its desired, amount with it. So the auction house ended up deciding to void the sale. So they're just not even doing that. So now whoever had the ball in the first place, he's the one that has nothing.
I never thought I would say this. I feel bad for the auction house.
You did.
What?
They didn't do anything
You're
wrong.
crazy. They auctioned off something that was wrong.
All of a sudden, why was it wrong?
But if I sold,
was it wrong when they did it?
If I sold you a vintage car, and I said, "Oh, this was the most special car, or whatever," and then it turns out it actually isn't, then it wouldn't be right.
Let me help you too.
It wouldn't be right.
Let me help you too. So it's sold on the evening of March 12th. He unretired early the next day.
Yeah.
It wasn't even within a 24-hour period.
Okay.
So that,
But what happened first?
the chicken or the egg? I
Yeah.
don't know. The ball or that. Either way, they decided that.
That's crazy. Was the following day that he unretired.
It was.
That's
so
nuts.
They said that the buyer, who still wishes to remain anonymous, never paid, and the auction house had clearly described it as Brady's last Touchdown ball.
It was when they sold it.
And then 10 hours later, it wasn't.
It's not
Oddly
their fault.
enough.
He unretired.
That's
It's
the
not their
craziest
fault.
take you've had on here, Hudson.
Are you
I'm going to be honest.
serious?
This is actually idiotic. I can't believe
You don't have to worry
this.
about it anymore because the sale's void and it doesn't matter anymore.
I don't even know what I can do. You know when something like a terrible offense goes down and you're like, what can you even do?
There are two types of people in this world, and Hudson has a problem with both. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Also happens to be the 3-year anniversary of when the Notre Dame, that's how you say it, right?
Yeah, the
Because I always
fire
think
that-
of the college.
Notre
but that's
Dame.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame, the cathedral in Paris. Is that how you say it, right? Paris?
Yes.
They,
Don't know with your accent.
that's when
Paris.
3 years ago it burned down, right?
Yes.
The fire.
Well, it was super weird. We were looking at, there's a lot of stories about it in the news today. And we're like, oh my gosh, how long ago was that? And then when we pulled it up, it's like, it's April 15th of
Yeah.
2019. We're like, what's the chances? But that's why everybody is talking about it,
Right.
because they're
So-
going back and seeing what all's been fixed.
So 3 years ago, the cathedral caught on fire, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And one of the things they found, of course, is they've had to kind of reconstruct a lot of it and clean up and everything. Apparently, they say deep in the bowels of the cathedral, they found an unopened, mysterious leaden sarcophagus.
What's in there?
That's what we don't know. Probably a body.
Well, what if not? What if it was just like storage and
You
they didn't
think?
put anything
Why
in there?
did they seal it like that?
Oh, it was? Oh,
Like
maybe.
sealed it with lead?
oh gosh.
Maybe it's because there's something they need to keep in.
What horrible creatures
Maybe
in
it wasn't
there?
to keep us out. It was to keep something in.
Can't we just leave it in there and not open anything else up?
Yeah, well, nope. That's what we are going to be opened. I don't know if they've decided when they are going to do the official opening, when some kind of horrible spirits or
Curse will be let out, yeah.
disastrous evil demon will be released. But they are going to be doing that here. They announced that yesterday.
Oh, okay. Wait, they have more information.
Okay.
So the workers found it. It was buried 65 feet underground. It was lying among the 19th century brick heating system.
Okay.
Which I know you feel like your place has a horrible heating system, but imagine that one. They had peeked in already. They used a small camera. There is a skeleton in there. A pillow of leaves. Fabric.
No wonder they're dead.
No wonder. That's what you got back
Yeah.
then. And some unidentified objects. So maybe when buried, there was stuff with the person.
Those unidentified objects. In other words, UFO. Wait, they're not flying.
No, they're
In other words, UOs.
something.
Yeah, sounds pretty sinister. I just think this is one of those things. What are we possibly going to find in there where it's like, oh, this was worth opening?
Well, they say it's from probably the 14th century. If there's no other, like little things down there,
Yeah.
you almost think like, what did this person do?
Right. Why did
you-
they get buried under the
Why
cathedral?
are you buried so far down? But again, they're just going to be doing an unopening, an unboxing.
Yeah. Will that all be caught on video?
Sarcophagus and seeing like what it actually is, but they really want to see what items are in with it.
Yeah. I just scientists sometimes and archaeologists, they just don't know when to stop themselves.
Stop looking.
What are you going to find in this sarcophagus? Nothing's good going to come of it. What are you going to find? Like a couple of doubloons or something? What's going to be so great in here?
Doubloons?
Yeah.
Isn't that pirate money?
It's money. So like old-timey money.
Old-timey money.
Maybe they find it, I don't know, a chalice or something. What are you going to find in here?
Why don't you invite us to the unopening? And we're just like, boo.
Yeah. I'm
Put
just
it
going to
back.
roast the opening.
Just put it back.
Yeah. But there's nothing that's good that can come, and there's a whole lot of bad.
They just want to see what's in there.
It's a risk-reward thing.
Why are Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah always eating on the show? The more we feed them, the less they talk. The Riot. Radio U.
You don't know this, but Hudson wears a hat every day of his life.
I do. And that's not going to change
You
anytime
always do.
soon.
But I guess people just don't, like, they've never seen your hair without the hat in a while. But Hudson has really long hair.
Yeah. And, but I think the time has come. I
You're gonna
decided
cut it today?
that I think that sometime this weekend, I'm going to try to get a hair appointment and get it cut down. But this is a chance for everybody to see how helpless I am. I don't get my hair cut at a hair cuttery, a barber, very often. And I never feel comfortable going in telling them what I want because I feel like I just don't know how to describe it.
Well, do you want a buzz or are you just taking a couple inches off?
I do not want a buzz.
So
I can do that myself.
You're going to keep the length?
I want some length to it, but I don't just want it to be the same length all across the board.
Yeah.
I feel that the style for me and see it like I can describe what I want to you, but I don't know if that's going to make sense to anybody besides me in my own head because I don't know how to describe it.
You want to practice? No, I mean, like,
Yeah,
you tell
no,
me.
I know.
You describe, so then that
Yeah.
way when you go to the guy who's going to cut your hair,
Yes, okay.
you'll be able to feel more confident.
You think you can play the role of a barber for me
Yes,
pretty
welcome,
well.
Hudson. Thank you for making an appointment.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
It's about time. I haven't been here in a while.
What luscious long hair you have.
Oh, thank you.
What are we going to be doing
I hate
today?
to break it to you, but I would like a lot of it cut off.
Dude, he has long enough hair. I think you could probably donate it.
Yeah? Donate to Locks of
Okay,
Love?
wait, I'm back into the role of the barber.
Oh, maybe they would say that to me. I
So
don't
what
know.
do you
Do they
want?
sell that?
What do you want to get done?
Well, I'd like it to be short on the sides. I was thinking I looked this up, and I'm not going to say that to them because that would sound weird. A taper.
Yeah, okay.
I'd like it to have a good taper on the sides.
Yeah.
Keep it pretty short. I don't know how short. How short do you think?
How I can't tell from what you've been trying to tell me.
Here's
Are
what
you
they
cutting it
always
all
do.
off?
On the sides, I want it cut off.
Yeah.
But not like bald, but I want it shaved short,
Okay.
but not too short.
So what's the term?
And then they give me, see what they do is when they do that, when I say that, then they give me numbers.
The
Like, do you want a
clippers.
number 2? Do you want a number? I don't know what the numbers are.
Well, how do I know that? And it's the clipper numbers.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not a barber.
Well, you should know.
You're lucky I know the term taper.
You tell me what clipper number you want. Or
But I don't know. How would I know?
You go look it up.
If I knew, I'd probably just do it myself. And then on the top, I'm thinking like what, 3-4 inches?
Yeah.
Around the top?
Well,
like
I
keep
only-
that on, not shake that off.
Technically, I only know the clippers things because I tried to groom my dog once. So
All right,
you gotta
Nikki,
learn that.
I'd like it to be the same length as your dog's hair.
Sure. Now I'll
please.
send you pictures. You're supposed to go to like Pinterest and stuff and get some ideas.
I have ideas, but I've never. Sometimes I've thought, should I show a picture of somebody?
Absolutely you
No,
should.
because then they're going to be like, oh, you won't look like that.
Oh no, I think that makes it more helpful.
You think? I don't know. Maybe.
Absolutely.
I've never. Would you like to go with me?
Well, I'm getting my hair done
I'll show
today.
you a picture, and then you can show it to them. I'll feel more comfortable like that.
I'm actually getting my hair done today too.
Oh, we could go together.
You could.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Does your place have like TVs, sports on, and
And the stuff to keep you busy?
yeah?
Sure. Now,
does it smell like cologne?
I'm going to tell you, my hair takes a little longer. So
You
you're going
think
to
it
have to
will?
wait in between.
I don't know. I've got a lot to cut off here.
Well, that's easy. I'm getting my hair colored.
Yeah, but I got to get it tapered.
Tapered.
Yeah, that's the only term I know.
With what blade?
5.
5.
Is that long? Short? I mean, it's longer than a 1. I would have to think.
We'll
But
find out on Monday.
1 is really short, right? Do they go lower than 1? Is that like half?
I don't know which way it goes. If it's up or down, I'm not sure.
You know what? There must be like a chart I can look up online, right?
Yeah, I bet there's some inspo pics for you.
Inspo.
We will find on Monday what happens with Hudson's hair. I bet you, I'm actually going to be willing to put some money down. I actually bet you that he doesn't go get his hair.
You think? You know, that
That's
might be
more
the smart
like
money
you.
might be on that, isn't it?
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.